Welcome to our podcast, guys. This is the first episode, and we're gonna name it. What are we naming it?
I don't know, man. Let's just
Something to do with cut.
Why
if you
cut?
know what I mean.
Oh.
If you know what I mean, guys. If you know what I mean.
Why? I mean, okay. Think about idioms.
What are some good idioms, Sid?
Bite
Start with cut.
bite the bullet.
That sounds too gangster.
We gangsters, bro. We gangsters.
Yeah, but we can't put that in our podcast, right?
Alright.
The feds will be on our ass.
We don't need them here.
What about something to do with maybe like corner taken quickly? You know that meme?
Yeah, the Trent Alexander.
Something to do with cutting corners.
Yes.
Cutting
Hi
corners.
guys, welcome to our brand new podcast, Cutting Corners with Sid Cyrus.
What are you talking about today, Sid?
We're talking about relationships and fuck-ups.
The hefty topic, Sid. Something strong to start come on.
Well, we need the attention, don't we?
We do need the attention.
Guys, give us attention.
Please, we are in desperate need of it. So we do have some topics lined up for you today, and we thought we'd start with a very relatable subject, something that people can relate to, and feel the emotions that we're trying to convey.
I feel you.
Good.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about something?
Sure. By the way, guys, these are not alcoholic.
Yes.
These are definitely non-alcoholic.
Of course.
These are definitely not breezers, guys. Do not. If you guys fucking snitch, I swear, if you snitch,
No underage drinking.
you don't wanna know what I'll do if you snitch on me, bro. Snitches get stitches. That's all I'm gonna say.
Anyways, you said you want to talk about something.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm not in a relationship,
Yeah, I can see that.
and neither are you.
I can see that too.
But the thing is, guys, coaches don't play.
Oof.
Do coaches play?
L.
Today we're gonna be talking about toxic relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
The problem with our generation is that a lot of people get into these toxic relationships and they don't realize that they're in a toxic relationship.
Yeah, for sure, man.
People choose to ignore the red flags when they do come up, and it is a generational problem. So
I think people of our age, especially, like when you're in high school,
when you're young, you're carefree, you're
yeah,
wild.
and you get probably be one of your first relationships, right? And you don't want to lose that person because
True.
it's your first anything, right? Maybe your first paycheck, your first relationship, as I said.
It's always emotional.
Yeah, of course, and you don't want to lose that. And plus, you're young, you don't know how the way the world works, you don't know how people are. You're just dumb.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people get into toxic relationships and ignore red flags.
I think the dumb factor also plays into why we get so attached to the person or to the thing or whatever it is, because we don't understand that the things we're attached to can leave us, and that experience comes with age.
And I think when you talk about things trying to leave us, you always want to keep hold of it because you're always like,
True.
what happens if I lose them or lose her or
There's a
lose
certain
him?
comfort in those relationships.
Yeah, you feel like when you tell a person how you feel, like when you come back home from a hard day, you're like, you tell your girlfriend or your boyfriend how you feel, and you're like, okay, I had a bad day, this happened to me, that happened to me. And when it continues for like a few months, you can confide yourselves in them, and then you feel warm, and then they fuck you up and they leave. That's
all
not
things
good.
have to end eventually.
Cheers. Salute. Yes, but that's not a good feeling, and I think that's why most young people, they tend to hold on to these things.
True. If you guys have ever been in a toxic relationship and you've successfully gotten out of it, please do tell us about it
In the comment section.
Yeah.
Please, we would love to hear you.
I'm definitely typing real things right now. This is how fast I
My
type.
man has Google opened up and he's typing random shit in it.
There's nothing here, guys.
My god.
We tried to do a podcast before where we had like certain topics lined up, and we were talking about certain subjects which we were not really experts in. Basically, we were talking about things like sports and things like medicine, which quite frankly none of us have any experience in. So we thought this time we'll change it around a bit.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we're pretty well versed in sports and even other things, but we're not as confident as
We're not
right
professionals.
now. Yeah, we're not professionals, so we would just like to share experiences on this podcast, things we've faced in real life, things we've seen happen to other people or to ourselves. So that's all that we're gonna do. At least that's what we've thought that we're gonna do. So why don't we start off with you and your experience with this?
With relationships?
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna come clean here, guys. I've only been in like 1 or 2 relationships.
Okay.
Not and they weren't like long lasting either. So obviously I'm not gonna say any names.
Yeah, for sure.
For privacy's sake.
Yeah. Cool.
But I have had a lot of heartbreaks, in the sense where you get emotionally attached to a person and you start developing feelings for them,
And they do you wrong.
and they do you wrong, or they don't reciprocate the same feelings, and a lot of us go through those things. It's completely it's we should normalize talking about it. It's not everybody's you're gonna have a crush on, or not everybody that you feel a certain way for will feel those same things for you.
True.
Or reciprocate those feelings.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to get out of a mindset like that. And I remember when I was sulking around, basically when I was in those hard times.
I remember.
I'm sorry, it was tough for me and it was tough for you as well. But I did realize that there's nobody to really talk about it, because obviously you have your friends and you have your family, but you can't really be open with them, or
You
you
gotta
can't
face it on your own.
exactly. It's not like you can go talk to a therapist about it. So
That
we would like our
expensive.
podcast to be like a safe space,
Yeah.
or like a therapy, like not exactly a therapy session, but somewhere close to that.
But anything you feel, anything you want to talk about or you want us to talk about, you can just mention it down in the comment section. I mean, of course, if we get like a lot of it, we won't be able to cover all of those topics, but we'll try our best. I mean, it's
True.
We're just here to do our shit.
Yeah.
We're just here.
We set up this makeshift studio in like half an hour, but if things do get better, I'm pretty sure we'll invest in a better studio as well.
For sure. And
So make sure you share this podcast with everybody if you want better quality.
it'll be there on Spotify, it'll be there on everything. Just give us a couple of just days, it'll be there, everything's
And
beyond.
follow us everywhere.
Follow. Click the boop follow button, subscribe.
Yep.
Anyways, so heartbreaks hurt when people leave you, when they don't reciprocate the same energy that you have with them or for them, and it's tough.
It is.
I mean, I can talk hours about my relationship, and as Cyrus said, I don't
Shout out, you know who you are if you're watching.
you know who you are, but I don't want to take any names. But if you know, I mean, I got into a relationship when I was in 9th grade, and I liked the person since I was in 8th, but we got into a relationship when I was in 9th, and things were good, right? But I was young and I had just shifted from Dubai. I'd stayed like my entire life there, and I was in a boys' school, and it was really tough there because everyone over there, they were introverts. And when you're an introvert, you don't really know how to talk to other people. You don't know how to communicate. Everything is new, right, over here in India. So I was just figuring out how things work and things like that. When I got into a relationship, there's certain things that she expected from me, and there's certain things that I expected from her, and they didn't happen quite so often. So we used to fight a lot, and then shit went down. So and we broke up on bad terms, and we just broke up like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a smooth 4-year transition. It was all on and off. So I mean, I don't know, it really hurt, and I'm glad to say that I'm finally over it. But it's tough, man. Your first love, it's really tough.
We were having this discussion the other day. We were talking about how closure is very important in a relationship. So if, for example, even if you guys do end up end your relationship on bad terms, if you guys do manage to get some closure out of it, then it is better for both the parties, basically.
Of course, for sure.
Because there's a certain weight that's lifted off your shoulders, and everybody just benefits. It's just all around. It's just a better situation when you get some closure.
I mean, I don't know if it's right to call it a win-win situation, but at least you would know what went wrong and you would make sure that it does not happen. Even if it happens, it won't happen as much as it did, because you make mistakes and you learn. I mean, that's what we can do as human beings.
True.
So that's it. But just make sure you get closure, because
it will fuck you up later.
Yes, it will fuck you up. Clearly, look at me.
Look at me, bro. We're fucking drinking on a non-alcoholic beverages.
Yes.
On a fucking Friday. What is it today? Saturday.
Shout out to Fruity.
Oh yeah, of course, Black Fruity.
You know who you are.
You know how we do.
Yes. So, yeah. Sorry, you've got distracted for a while over there.
Yeah. But it's okay. It's just a podcast.
Yeah,
it's not. Podcast. It's not like super high.
Guys,
energy.
We feel this is a space where we can share everything that we
and
have
anything.
in our. I mean, we're also young people.
Yeah,
we're not monks over here.
Yeah, we don't claim to have like a shit ton of life experience.
Yeah, life experience. So we're just gonna tell us all the things that we know. At least try to.
If you're ever feeling down or if you're feeling lonely, you can always just listen to us and watch our podcast. And we just want the world to be a better place.
Yeah, we're cool. We're good.
Yeah, we are good people and humble as well, as you can clearly see.
We're in hoodies and pajamas and whatever, man. This is bro. That's just
it's a bro moment.
Bro moment.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so obviously when you're getting closer, it shouldn't. I mean, it could be over text, but it's obviously clearly much better if you do it in person.
Nah, text. When you're in a relationship and you break up, or if you make up,
so warning.
Anything that's important that you need to talk, right? And it's important to you or to her, you need to have it in person. You cannot afford.
Or them. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't criticize. We're okay with anybody. Love who you want to love.
Humko nahi malum.
Humko nahi malum. We support you.
Yeah, we support you. But what I mean is that But what I mean is that anything that's important to you or to her or to him, you need to tell that person
how you feel
about anything.
Communication is key, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's very important to have good communication, because any misunderstanding, right, and it's all fucked up. You can't afford any kind of misunderstandings in a relationship, and I've faced it like 1,000 times, and it hurts every time when you say something that you don't mean over text, or it comes off in a way and the girl gets mad or the guy gets mad. It's not right. It's just messed up, and it takes days for it to
it's a bad day for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you go to bed restless, you go to bed anxious, you wake up tired. It's a bad day. You need to go to school.
Yeah, I mean, if you're our age, you probably also need to go to school, college, etc.
But we're in college anyways. But when I was in school back then, I used to get not hit, but
it's actually, I feel like it's easier to date because I mean, if you're what I feel is the situation is that if you're dating from school, like if you're dating from 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever, and you move into college, into that phase of your life together as a couple, it gets difficult, because obviously you can have different streams, different colleges, different people you have to attend to, different places you have to go to obviously make those people happy. So you find less and less time for each other.
But I feel if you've gone through, like you've been through the storm of high school and you're in college, so I think you've matured enough as a couple
to understand the fact, to sustain the relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
True.
But and it's all, I don't know. We can't speak for everyone out there, right? Obviously. Everyone has their own experiences. Like some couples will just be smooth from high school, go into college and then screw up. Some couples might be screw ups in high school, go into college and just
everything gets better.
Everything gets better. But like we're just talking about shit we know, man.
Yeah.
We're not experts or anything.
But we would like to know your thoughts on this as well. So if you do think it's a little different to what we say, I mean, you're obviously not claiming to be relationship experts.
And I'm really sorry we're always saying this. I mean, we've said this like the third time this.
But we just want to make sure that nobody.
Yeah, but because in our country especially, mental health problems aren't given that much importance, right? You go to your teacher, or probably now it's different, but back when we were in I don't know 7th, 8th, when we had we were anxious, we used to go to people. They were like, go away. That doesn't happen. Like you should just deal with it. But sometimes it's not easy to deal with.
These problems start early on in your childhood, because I remember especially in 8th when I was new, there's a lot of new emotions that you start feeling around puberty, and the fact that most adults or almost all of the adults just brush it off because "Arey tu to bachcha hai." That's a very common phrase.
तो सबके साथ होता है.
In the sense, in the sense that just because you're of a certain age or a certain whatever it is, you're not allowed to feel those feelings. It's a very stupid. I mean, I don't agree with the fact.
You should just be man enough to deal with it. That man enough thing, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Nobody's man enough to do anything.
Like, I obviously, people don't understand the pressure. Men have to be manly. Basically, it goes under the carpet. Basically, the issues that men. They're obviously nothing compared to what women face.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still there.
Do you feel, I don't know, that sometimes you don't get that closure? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel like,
of course,
what have I done wrong or something like that?
It always, for me, it always converts into anger. Because anxiety makes me super paranoid. And I don't like it when I'm paranoid, my body doesn't handle it well. And I become super angry at everything and everybody. And I do have anger issues. I have been tested by therapists. I'm not fucking proud of it, obviously. Nobody is proud of it.
Yeah.
But I do have some anger issues, and it's okay. You gotta talk with it. You gotta talk about it. You gotta deal with it. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I mean, I just spread hate. That's me. I just hate the person.
You just become a hateful. If you don't have closure, it's like the piece of a puzzle is missing.
Yeah, true. So you're just anxious, right?
And you just start spreading hatred to yourself and to others. And sometimes people don't understand, or people don't get why you're angry, and they just brush it off as, oh, he's just that kind of person. But it's not true.
True. Like when it just happened, right? I was such a hateful person. I hated her. I hated her friends. I hated my friends. I hated everything. I hated the plants. I hated the dog.
I hated myself.
I hated myself because I didn't know what went wrong. Was it me? Was it her? Was it the weather? What was it? I didn't know. She just said, okay, it is not working anymore. We need to break up. Bye. Like, first of all, she didn't have the guts to come up to me in person and tell me this. But even if she did, she would probably just do that. But now I'm just glad that I'm at a phase in my life where I'm good, right? Yeah. I'm not a hateful person anymore. I'm just happy. And that's what's important. Staying happy.
True.
No matter what.
True. I think people tend to not talk in person or talk about their feelings. It's because they're scared. They're scared of what we messed around with this concept the other day. We were like, what if you brought a friend with you? If you felt like you couldn't handle the process of talking to your significant other, would it be okay to bring a friend with you? And
someone you confide your feelings in.
Yeah. And people, I mean, we shared it around with our friend group, and we did get some. We got some responses saying that you should talk it out between yourselves, and you should work it out. The couple should work it out between themselves, which is absolutely fine. But the problem is when the couple is the chemistry is not working anymore. People are not.
When one of the other is facing difficulties in trying to communicate what he or she feels, when there is some kind of barrier which is stopping them from having a crystal communication where, okay, I feel this way, what do you feel about it? I feel this way, this is what I feel, this is why I did it, or blah blah blah. When that's not happening, you need people who can come in and at least try to help, right? Because you can sit there, talk all night and not come to a conclusion. That makes no sense. That's a waste of time for the guy, for their significant other, the girl, her significant other, or whatever. But just not right.
Yeah, I think that it also brings in a new perspective on things. Like, so for example, if I were to ever go through a tough time, I'd obviously confide my feelings in Siddharth because I trust him and he trusts me as well. So coming horses. So that those emotions, and if you really connect to a person, and if you're able to communicate with certain people better than you're able to communicate. I mean, obviously communication is the problem in the relationship in the first place. That's why we call it toxic.
Yeah,
that's why we call it. That's why it doesn't work. So if you are comfortable in bringing in your friends, I think that we should normalize that as well. Having conversations in a group of people who you trust. Of course, just don't pick up any
Yeah, of
extra
course,
person.
that's just stupid. I mean, what Cyrus is trying to say is that it's okay to talk it out between yourselves. But if it's not happening, if your mind's still restless about it, right, then there's no point. Because no matter how much you push the person, and if you don't get the response you're looking for, there's no point. So bringing people who the other person trusts and who you trust and who you confide your feelings in a lot, you can bring them in and try to help, because unless your mind is satisfied with what you have, there's no point. You'll always be anxious.
Closure.
You need closure.
So, what have we learned today, kids? Closure, communication,
being happy, just in general. Try to be happy.
You know what? I'm gonna make a plan.
A plan.
Yeah, like C's. Like closure, communication. So I need let's discover the other C's.
Okay.
On this journey.
Can you think of another C?
Chinmay. So you need closure, communication, and you also need Chinmay in your relationship. Having Chinmay can make everything better. Trust me.
You need Cyrus, aka Chinmay, aka Sai.
Oh yeah, some people don't know. My real name is Chinmay.
Yeah.
People like to call me Cyrus.
Cyrus.
But yeah.
Sai. Sci-fi. Sorry, drinks break over there. Oh my god.
We're kind of drunk, guys.
Fruity.
We're not drunk.
Fruity boys.
We're drunk on life.
On life.
We're high on life.
Yup.
This is just piss water, which we colored purple because we like the color.
That's disgusting, man.
We're just drinking piss water.
That's disgusting.
It's actually pomegranate juice. Bro, I got you.
Anyways, what we were saying is that try to find happiness in whatever you do. I mean, if you've just broken up with a person, or if you've just had an argument with your friend or with your family, you're obviously going to be sad about it. You're going to be broken about it if it's a big argument. So try to find
other people as well. There are people in your life who care about you.
Maybe it can be your
some
friends.
people are there just for the drama. So you have to be careful in how you pick and choose those certain people. Certain people can be super toxic. It's not just relationships. Friendships can be also super toxic. So you need to really be careful in what kind of company you make, because a man is defined, or a woman, a person is defined by the company he keeps, or she keeps.
And don't get us wrong, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna trust people you won't ever think about in the future that you actually thought about trusting them. You're gonna make mistakes, right? And you're gonna get hurt. But that's all about the process. You've gotta keep making mistakes in order to learn, and that's my method of growing as a person. I mean, you can obviously look at other people who made these mistakes and grow from them, but if you haven't experienced those mistakes, then you can't grow, because that's what makes you grow. That's what makes you improve every day of your life. Make mistakes, guys. It helps.
I was actually having the same conversation with his father, believe it or not.
My dad.
He was changing his clothes basically, and I was at his place for dinner today. Actually,
good dinner.
Fucking auntie makes the best dinner. And me and uncle was just having this conversation about how people tend to make mistakes, and that's fine. That's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has their rough days. What matters is how you bounce back. You fall. Next thing you have to do is to get back up.
Yeah. Or think about getting back up.
Just because you make a mistake does not mean that you're a failure. Failure comes when a person gives up. So you cannot give up on anything.
Never give up, guys.
Whether it be relationships, hobbies, something you're passionate about,
friends.
Unless they're toxic, don't do it if they're toxic.
Don't fuck up again.
It's a very fine line. Next episode, इस पे बनाएंगे toxic people.
Yes.
Just in general, this was toxic relationships.
This was toxic.
Next episode will be toxic friendships. I want to talk about space.
No, we're not talking about space. I'm too fucked up to talk about space.
I'm too not drunk.
I didn't say I'm drunk.
I also didn't say I'm drunk. I just said I'm not drunk.
I'm not drunk either. Look at my face.
What are you doing? You scare all the fucking. What are you gonna scare all the
That was
people
the
away?
point.
Scare all the people. Scare all the viewers away.
Pomegranate juice, real, best.
Yes.
Is it real? Yes.
It is. We have so many things planned for this podcast. We want to do a.
We're gonna like break it up. Like anything we feel like we should talk about, we'll just put it out there, right? We're not like most podcasters. We don't have a schedule like every week. We'll talk about our week.
We're
or
doing
we'll
this
talk
because we
about-
love. Because we love
We love talking. I mean, that's us. We just love telling people.
communication.
We just like communicating with you guys out there about how we feel, how we just vibe. We're just the whole
vibing.
energy.
Just vibing.
Yeah.
It's a free flowing environment, baby. We don't want it to be too strict or too like,
Yeah.
you gotta follow this rule. This is how podcasts are done. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. Because that makes it too scripted, and we don't want to have a script.
We're just having conversations.
Yeah, because once you have a script, then it becomes it becomes a produced thing.
Yeah.
You're doing it not because you want to do it, because of some other motives. Who knows?
I mean, literally, I was there writing a blog, and could not write a single word. I just got up and I was like, "Hey, do you want to make a podcast?
Let's make a podcast.
Let's just make a podcast." And here we are making a podcast.
Yeah, we might be rough around the edges. We might be rough around the corners.
You know that.
But please do forgive us. This is just our first episode, and
No, don't forgive us. I don't care. I apologize.
we
guys.
cannot be toxic, bro.
Sorry.
Bro, imagine if the people who are calling everybody else toxic become toxic themselves.
That's not right.
Fucking, that would be so hypocritical.
Yeah, guys, you should make sure, right, that you've got.
Speaking of toxic and speaking of hypocrisy,
I was saying something.
I'm sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, just make sure, guys, that you have your shit figured out, right? Like anything, it's human tendency to screw up. If you've messed up in relationship with anyone, you like me, like him, you tend to get angry. You tend.
I think I might have just fucked up.
You might have tend. To
We
get
added
angry.
dye to
You
it.
might tend to get angry. You might tend to get hateful. But make sure that hate does not spread. You can control those fires. You need to control that fire. You just shut yourself out for a couple of days. Just take deep breaths, focus, and just calm down.
Focus on yourself, boo.
Yeah,
Babe.
because you'll be all right. And once you're all right, then you can go do whatever the fuck you want to, right? But until that, you gotta just stay calm, stay with your friends, and just be yourself.
I have this radical view of saying that heartbreak is good for you. Radical thing. Once you go through a heartbreak,
Yeah.
you feel like you're not good enough, right? You feel like
Yeah.
you're lacking in some sort.
Yeah.
And so for me, or for like most people, it creates a fire inside of them, as you said. And that fire is it's unstable. So if you can steer it in the right direction, it can help you out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you can.
I've seen so many. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but I've seen so many stories of just people who go heartbreak and they became super focused on what they were doing, and they became super productive. They did,
For sure.
and they became super or anything, whatever they had in front of them.
Passionate.
Yeah, whatever they had in front of them, they just went ham, and they killed it in any situation of life. And
What he means is basically that if you're hurting and you can feel that anger, that fire inside you, gotta steer it in the right direction. You gotta put the work in. Maybe go to the gym. Maybe take online classes. Improve yourself. Study harder. Go. I don't know. Just whatever is your passion. I mean, everybody has their passion, right? Everybody knows what they want to do in life. At least has an idea about it. At least at some point of time. So if you've been through a breakup or something that has hurt you really bad, take that anger and put it in the right way and just work your ass off, guys, because it's gonna be really worth it.
It is.
Yeah. Should we end it on this note?
That was the end of the first episode of the podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you will be looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
We'll be back sometime next year.
Next year. Oh god damn it.
Because
it's December already.
yeah, it is. Oh, dude, that's a topic for another video.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Anyway,
Peace.
Ciao.